Officials in Moscow say hundreds of Ukrainian drones have targeted the city in what appears to be the largest attack on the Russian capital so far in the war. At least 2 people have been killed, and 3 injured. Russia's defense ministry stated that 337 drones were either intercepted or destroyed in Moscow and 9 other regions. Apartment buildings were among the structures hit, and 4 airports were forced to close. Ukraine has not commented. This attack comes ahead of talks today between US and Ukrainian officials in Saudi Arabia, where the 2 countries will discuss the path to a possible ceasefire. We can now speak to our Russia editor at BBC Monitoring, Vitaly Shevchenko. So, Vitaly, first of all, bring us up to date. What more do we know about these Ukrainian attacks? Vitaly, the number of those wounded in the attacks is now being reported as 20, including at least 3 children. Most of the damage seems to be in Moscow's suburbs. For example, the 2 fatalities are the 2 men who worked at a car park next to Moscow's Vnukovo airport. In terms of damage to key strategic or military installations, I have not seen any reports of that. As you said, Catherine, the pictures we're seeing show various buildings, including apartment blocks, being damaged by drones. Having said that, at least one drone that I've seen appears to have targeted a railway line outside Moscow. It's a huge number of drones that Ukraine appears to have dispatched towards Moscow. The local authorities are saying that 60 drones in and around Moscow have been intercepted. The number of fatalities may grow because there are people in the hospital whose condition is reported to be serious. The Kremlin has commented on the attack. Dmitry Peskov, Vladimir Putin's spokesman, is saying this shows that Ukraine targets civilians, while Russia doesn't. Well, that's obviously not backed up by facts on the ground. Vitaly, we continue to see live pictures coming from Moscow, showing one of the buildings that was attacked in this Ukrainian drone strike. Vitaly, what do we know about Ukraine's capabilities and capacity for carrying out such a large attack, especially at a time when it's seen US military aid being suspended? Vitaly, drones are key, and it's something that the United States can't just stop Ukraine from using. We've been seeing lots of attacks by Ukrainian drones targeting Russian energy infrastructure, oil refineries that produce fuel for the Russian army and air force, and various production facilities that manufacture weaponry. Now, one thing that will affect Ukraine's capability to continue carrying out those attacks is American intelligence, which has apparently been discontinued. However, as we saw this morning, Ukraine is able to at least dispatch its drones as far as Moscow. When it comes to the precision of such attacks, I've not really seen any damage that would allow Ukraine to claim that they've hit major targets this morning. Vitaly, thank you very much. That's Vitaly Shevchenko, Russia editor at BBC Monitoring. Of course, we'll have much more on that story with our correspondent in Kyiv, who will bring us the reaction from Ukraine. We'll also be looking at those crucial talks happening today in Saudi Arabia between American and Ukrainian officials.